Happy 2018 everybody. I am so excited to be back. This is my first video of 2018 and it is time, yet again, to examine my trash. I often put on Empties videos while I'm like washing the dishes. I don't wash the dishes. Adrian washes the dishes. While I'm doing the laundry, and I just kind of listen to the Empties while I'm doing my chores. So if you want to do that, you just pop me on in the background while I show you some of the stuff I've finished and let you know whether or not I would repurchase. Let's start with some makeup. I have a funny feeling that that's what you might be most interested in. So I finished 2 of the YSL Fusion Ink Cushion Foundations. This has become one of my favorite foundation formulations. It's really dewy and skin-like and easy to apply and easy to wear. I did a full review in my 2017 Beauty Favorites. Go watch that, I'm going to link it on the screen. I don't know whether this is available in the US. I can't give you a definitive answer. At first I thought it wasn't, and then I thought it was, and now I think that maybe it's not available in the US. Because when I see it on the Sephora website, I realize that they've redirected me to Sephora UK. It's all very confusing, and I give up. But if you can get your hands on this, epic, epic foundation. I've got 2 of the MAC Fix Plus. This is like a cult product, right? It's an all-time fave. I'm not sure if I'm going to repurchase these though, because I found a suitable alternative, one that I prefer. It's the Coconut Milky Mist, again another product that I showed in my 2017 Beauty Favorites. Such a fine mist, and MAC Fix Plus, it sometimes spits on me. Not sure if I'm going to repurchase them for now. I've got some of these clear brow gels. So it's like a MAC brow set and a Perfekt brow perfection gel. Does anybody actually like these? I feel bad saying that, but they don't really provide much hold. And I feel the same way about the Anastasia clear brow set that everybody seems to love. I think I'm probably used to the kind of hold that you would get from soap, right? This is what I use to set my brows now, some Pears soap, and that gives you real kind of long-lasting waxy hold. I find these to be a bit useless. So I will not be repurchasing those. I go through a ton of lashes and always forget to actually keep the boxes. Here's just one token lash to show you. I love the Ardell individuals. I always get the short and the medium not free. Very important that they're not free because they really seamlessly blend into the lash line. So there's pack. I probably went through like 20. I have so many freaking mascaras that I feel like it would be almost boring if I went through all of these. So how about we do it really fast? Stila Extreme Lash. This is for those of us who like a bit of that clumpy look. It's very volumizing, quite a dramatic mascara. Would repurchase. The Maybelline Colossal Big Shot. This was just kind of meh for me. I probably wouldn't repurchase that one. I've got 2 Korean mascaras that I picked up while I was in South Korea. Both of these were just really mediocre, basic mascaras. Would not repurchase either of those. The Max Factor Masterpiece Transform, love. This one has a really interesting kind of spiky black comb wand, volumizing, lengthening, separating, love that, would repurchase. The By Terry Mascara Terrybly. So this is the non-waterproof one. I've got the waterproof one going in my collection right now. Love, super separating. This is one that doesn't want to go clumpy. It just always looks really fluffy and natural. 100% would repurchase. The Sephora Outrageous Volume, not to be confused with Outrageous Curl, which is one of my all-time favorite mascaras. This is Outrageous Volume, and I just did not like this one at all. It was really clumpy and weird. Would not repurchase. Ellis Faas mascara. This is one that, you know, I've been using on and off for years and years and years. Really like it. It's a good people-pleasing mascara. Most people I find tend to like that one. Would repurchase. The MAC Extended Play Gigablack Lash. Love. One of my holy grail items. It's really great for the lower lash line, or lower lashes rather, if you find that your mascara tends to smudge. So long wearing, epic. Would repurchase. Got the MAC False Lashes mascara. This was another one that was just kind of meh. If I remember correctly. It didn't give me anything special, would not repurchase that. The Tarte Tarteist mascara, I did really like this one, quite volumizing and quite a dramatic mascara, would repurchase that. A Tarte mascara that I wouldn't repurchase, this is Tarte Lifted, and it's such a pity because I love the way that this makes my lashes look like really fanned and separated and soft and fluffy, but The odd thing is that it smudges like crazy, and I'm pretty sure that this is marketed as like a long wear water resistant foundation. I must respectfully disagree. It smudges all over my face, would not repurchase. And then I've got 3 sample size mascaras. Fun fact, I actually prefer sample size mascaras. And I'll get them over the larger size whenever possible because they tend to dry out that little bit faster. And I like a drier mascara formula. So there you go. I've got the Makeup Forever Smoky Extravagant. This has a really odd wand. On one side, it is so fat that I would try to kind of get in my lashes and end up putting mascara all over my face. Would not repurchase that. Got the YSL Faux Cils, the original and one of the best. I love this mascara, 100% would repurchase. And then the Benefit They're Real. I really like this one. And it would be definitely something that I would repurchase. I know that a lot of people don't love it. My only complaint is that I do find the wand to be very spiky, and I often kind of prod myself in the eye, which is not very pleasant. But I do love it. It is a good dramatic mascara. How many times did I say dramatic in that 5-minute span? I asked, sorry. I've got a whole bunch of the House of Lashes eyelash adhesives, both the clear and the dark tone. This is a really great product. It works really well. It was holy grail for a long time. I'm not sure that I'm going to repurchase it because the packaging and the tube gets so manky. It attracts like fur and dust and my own hair, and it's not nice to look at. And the product often dries inside the tube. I found a comparable product. It's the Kiss Strip Lash Adhesive. This is so similar to the House of Lashes one. It even has that same kind of interesting duochrome color in the product itself. So yeah, potential dupe. May or may not repurchase House of Lashes, I don't know. I've got 2 eyebrow pens, the Suku and the Stila. These are actually quite comparable. The Suku perhaps has a slightly more flexible nib, so you get a little bit more of a delicate effect, but the Stila is a very good alternative. I love both of these, and I will definitely repurchase both. I've got 1 eyebrow pencil. This is the Rouge Bunny Rouge Alchemy Long Lasting Brow Liner. I loved this. I went through it really fast though, but the nib is very fine, and the shade Antimony is a fabulous ashy brown. I really liked the color, would totally repurchase that. And then I've got 3 eyeliners. I love the Eyeliner formula. It's one of my favorites. I would recommend not buying the minis because in all of my minis, the product has just fallen out of the tube itself. So that one's in the bin. Would repurchase, but not the mini. I've got the Max Factor Excess Intensity Long Wear Eyeliner. This is indeed a very long wearing eyeliner, great drugstore option, would recommend that. And the Geisha Ink Liquid Liner. Now, if you've been following me since my blog days, you'll know that I loved this liquid liner. It was like holy grail, and I repurchased like 5 times. I don't know if I would repurchase it at this stage because there are a lot of products now on the market that are comparable, like the Kat Von D Trooper. Back in the day, this was one of the few brush liners. Everything out there was felt tip, but now there's a heap of comparable options. So Geisha ink, loved you for years, probably wouldn't repurchase. Then I've got a little mini Lorac behind the scenes eye primer. I used this for travel and it was fine, just fine. My favorite eye primer is the MAC 24 Hour Extend Eye Base, so I probably wouldn't repurchase this. All right, let's move on to some skincare. So I use micellar water pretty much every day. So I have a whole bunch of micellar waters. I've got 6 of the simple Kind to Skin micellar cleansing waters, 2 of the Garnier micellar waters, and also some of their Bioderma Original Sensibio. Depending on when you ask me, I kind of flip-flop. Sometimes my favorite is the Bioderma and sometimes it's the simple skincare one. Right now, I'm on a Bioderma train, but I'd pretty much use happily any of those micellar waters because they're all fab. My favorite cotton is the Swispers cotton. If you're an Aussie, you can find these everywhere. They're the best. I've got 2 eye makeup removers, one that I would repurchase and one that I wouldn't. I would repurchase the Paula's Choice Gentle Touch Makeup Remover. This is fab if you're having a really heavy eye makeup day. It cuts through all the makeup, it's quite oily. One that I wouldn't repurchase, and this was just a sample size, but I thought I might mention it anyway, the Clarins Instant Eye Makeup Remover. I've heard such great things about this, so I was so excited to try my little sample on holiday. I don't like it. It really took quite a bit of rubbing to remove my eye makeup, so I wouldn't repurchase that one. But the Paula's Choice one, very good. I've got 3 of the La Roche-Posay Lipica Cindet in the big pump bottle. This is the cleanser that I've been using pretty much, I want to say since I was a teenager. They call it a body wash, I call it a cleanser, potato. It's just a very basic, no frills facial cleanser. It doesn't dry out my already dry skin. It does have a minor lather. So if you don't like lathers at all, then you can skip this. But I think I'll be using this until I'm old and grey. A cleanser that I probably wouldn't repurchase. This is the Dr. Stila Aloe Sensitive Cleansing Gel. So this is a lovely cleanser. It is more of a lathering cleanser. And I just found that it didn't do so much more than my La Roche-Posay to justify the price. But I did enjoy using it. When I cleanse my face at night with my La Roche-Posay, I use a cleansing cloth, and I'm very fussy about the kind of cleansing cloth that I use. My favorite is the Emma Hardy, and on one side it's got a microfiber and on the other side it has a muslin. And whenever they start to look a little bit old and worn, I actually use them to clean my house because microfiber is good for that too. Definitely would repurchase, have repurchased many times. Onto some facial moisturizers. The Dr. Stila Collagen Cream is actually life-changing for me. I've gone through 4 of these. Each of them lasts me, I want to say about 4 or 5 months, but I apply quite liberally. Scraped out the edges. If you have dry skin, legitimately dry skin, I think you will love this. It is thick and emollient and really occlusive. It kind of creates a barrier between your skin and the environment around it. If you enjoy moisturizers that sink in and don't feel heavy on the skin, you will not like this. This is a moisturizer. I cannot be without this moisturizer. When I notice that I'm getting towards the end of a jar, I start to panic because my skin is so reliant on this, it freaks out otherwise. Would repurchase probably until the end of time. Then I've got one Hydro Collagen Cream. This is also a really lovely moisturizer. It's more fluid and easier to spread and a little bit lighter in texture. So perhaps if you have a more normal to combo skin type, you would enjoy that one. I prefer the collagen cream, so that would be my choice. I've got 2 facial oils. I've got the Sunday Riley Flora oil and the Pi Rosehip Bioregenerate oil. Both of these oils are fabulous. From what I understand, the Pi is like the Ferrari of rosehip oils, right? So in terms of the grade of the rosehip oil, that's as good as it gets. Would 100% repurchase that. My skin always loved it. And the Flora is definitely a luxurious oil. It's got a beautiful rose scent, would make a beautiful gift, and always just makes me feel kind of special when I use it. So would repurchase both. The Nivea cream in a tin. This is so funny to me because my mum has used this on her own face like all my life. So every time I see this tin, it reminds me of her. But I actually use this on my hands before bed because I was having some kind of dermatitis problems on the back of my hand. And because it's such an occlusive, thick, kind of waxy cream, it cured the dermatitis on the back of my hands. So yeah, mum was clearly onto something, and I actually would repurchase. We are nearing the end here, I promise. Let's move on to a little bit of hair care. I'm a hair noob, but turns out I do go through quite a bit of hair products. So I've got a whole bunch of dry shampoos here. The Living Proof Perfect Hair Day, I've heard people say that this is like the game-changing dry shampoo and the best dry shampoo ever. It was nice, but just nice, like not so nice that I would probably pay that much. So probably wouldn't repurchase that one. I've got the NAC dry shampoo. This was again really nice, not too gritty, which I liked, and I would repurchase that. I've got the Chlorane. I do really like the Chlorane dry shampoo, but I'm starting to think now that I prefer the Batiste. And then the surprise winner, the Tarte Hair Goals dry shampoo. I was like, Tarte doing dry shampoo? So good. It genuinely made my hair feel cleaner. So it really absorbed oils at the roots, and it gave the hair a little bit of grit so that it was easier to style, but not so much that, you know, my hair felt kind of rubbery, and I do not like that feeling at all. 100% would recommend. I think one of my favorite dry shampoos ever. I want to talk very quickly about fashion colors. So I've got a video about how I put fashion colors in my hair. I'm going to link that on the screen. But I've gone through some Swashcoff Live, which I've been using for years, the pastels, and also the brights. And then I also tried out the L'Oreal Colorista. Long story short, I would say that the Swashcoff tend to be a little bit more potent than the Colorista, but I did enjoy that the Colorista came in a tube because it wasn't quite as messy as cutting a little sleeve. Really enjoy all of these. I would repurchase them all of their hair color. Shampoo. I've got the Garnier Fructis and the Orbe. And this pretty much describes my shampoo buying tendencies. Like I'm going Fructis or I'm going Orbe or nothing in between. I really like Fructis. It's a good shampoo. I buy it on sale when it's on sale at Woolies. The Orbe Silverati shampoo, I didn't love this. It didn't do amazing things that would justify that kind of price. I do love the Orbe Gold Lust shampoo, conditioner and mask. That is fabulous and definitely worth the splurge. This one, wouldn't repurchase. And then I've got one hair mask. Well, that's what I've been using it for. This is the Too Cool for School Egg Remedy Hair Pack. I bought this in Korea and it is fabulous. It is such a moisturizing, nourishing hair mask. Kind of similar to the Redken All Soft if you've tried that. Would repurchase, loved it. I'm gonna finish off with a few bath and body stuff. Something you might not know about me, I freaking love baths. I love baths so much. I would have one every night if I could. I just like to go in and soak and read my Kindle, and it's like my favorite place ever. So here are some bath stuff. I've got the Herbivore Coconut Milk Bath Soak. So this was essentially like a milk powder, and it made my bath look like a bath of milk, and it was very kind of nourishing on the skin. I purchased that from Shop Anime, 100% loved it, would recommend and would repurchase. I've got the Soak Society Rose Soak. So these are Epsom salts that are really good after a workout to kind of relax the muscles. Loved it, loved the way it smelled, would again, would repurchase, would recommend, would repurchase, would recommend. Then I've got Soak Smith Epsom salts. These ones were nice as well. Oh, yummy. This one was Rose Geranium. Yeah, that's what I'm smelling. Bit of mandarin, lang lang, so lovely. If you have any like recommendations for like bath salts or bath soaks, I am all ears. Let me know in the comments section down below. The Ole Henriksen Empower Hydrating Hand Cream. If you like your hand cream to soak in and not feel kind of greasy, you'll like this. But I like a greasy hand cream because my hands are so dry, they feel like tight and cracking. So this wasn't quite enough for me, but I imagine a lot of people would like it. I personally wouldn't repurchase. I've also got a fragrance. This is Jo Malone Blackberry and Bay. So I do this thing where if I go overseas on a trip, I'll buy a fragrance at the beginning of the trip and wear it throughout the trip, so that when I get home and I spritz that fragrance, it kind of reminds me of the place that I went, like that memory and scent connection, right? So Blackberry and Bay was when I went on a trip to Europe with my high school girlfriends. It's quite a fresh scent without being too sweet or too fruity, because the bay kind of cuts through that sweetness. Really love it, and I definitely would repurchase. I've also got 2 nail polishes. I don't often finish nail polishes, but I've got Malaga Wine by OPI, which is like a classic, right? Malaga Wine. I've been wearing this one for years. It's a beautiful, deep kind of burgundy shade. And of course, Seche Vite. I love Seche Vite. Nothing else compares. I've tried every top coat out there and nothing compares to Seche Vite. It makes the nails look like a gel. They're so shiny and oh, love it. Definitely would repurchase that. I've got to actually buy that again. I don't know where to buy it in Australia. And then the very final thing that I want to speak about today is the Scotties Studio Brush Sterilizer. So this is like a green fluid that's essentially high percentage alcohol. And this is what I use to sterilize my brushes. Sterilize my synthetic brushes. I don't use this on my Suku brushes, no. But yeah, I buy it in bulk, and in case you were ever wondering what I use to sterilize my brushes, it's that. Would repurchase, have done many times. I think that's all for today. All of what's in my trash. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Perhaps I kept you company while you were doing the laundry or the dishes or something. If you do not follow me on Instagram, you should come follow me on Instagram at Karima McKimmie. I'm trying to do as many giveaways as I possibly can on that platform. So if that's something that interests you, definitely come say hello to me over there. I hope you're having a wonderful day, whatever it is that you're up to, and I will speak to you all very soon.